Is LA Knight being positioned for something bigger in this previous episode of Monday Night Raw, which is the 8/17/2026 edition of Monday Night Raw? I think that LA Knight is definitely being positioned for something even bigger, especially with his still association, and it appears to be the friendship and alliance of Solo Sikoa. We all thought that once Jay had beaten Solo Sikoa last week, not last week, but last week of Monday Night Raw, that Solo was being used as the typical Solo enforcer of the bloodline, along with Jacob Fatu, and that his babyface character, you know, the charismatic babyface character of Solo Sikoa, was just going to be kind of pushed away for the silent brood enforcer type of character as well. But this proves to be the indifferent of this episode of Monday Night Raw, because during the segment of the bloodline and kind of teasing it throughout the night, they finally got to the segment of Solo being delivered by Jey Uso to the bloodline and to Roman Reigns, which is a cool little like segment idea to do. Roman Reigns comes out, his 10-minute walk, you know, sitting there acknowledging the tribal chief like usual, and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and, you know, Jacob, and they walk out with Solo Sikoa. They get the yapping. Roman is I love this version of Roman Reigns. Like, he is very vicious and brutal with his words and not his actions, because he has other people to deal with his actions, like a Jacob Fatu, like a Jimmy Uso, like a Jey Uso. During the segment, he's very brutal, very vicious with his words. I love that. I mean, just talking down upon him and like saying, look, I don't just knock you down where you stand right now. Like that's awesome. I love that version of Roman Reigns. And so during the segment, you know, a lot of back and forth with Roman going on the mic, and Roman Reigns really crowns Jimmy and Jay as like a higher position in the bloodline, not just seeing them as, you know, family members. They're more equals now with their Ufa waffles that LA Knight likes to say. So Ufa waffles get presented to Jimmy and Jey Uso, which Roman's is red, theirs is black, which I don't know if there's any cultural significance or any significance in general. They just probably look cool. But they get presented these Ufa waffles, and right there, that shot, you see Jacob Fatu kind of looking a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie, Jacob was looking a little jealous that his hard work and that his actions are not being well represented to Roman Reigns, and clearly Jimmy and Jay are being represented as higher ups in the bloodline hierarchy of the bloodline. And during this part, LA Knight does come out. Jacob Fatu does strike LA Knight with the Tongan meat grip, and during that point, Solo's obviously looking in disbelief, like, oh my god, my friend, or we think he's his friend. So Jimmy and Jay does eventually pick LA Knight up, and, like, you know, where he's kind of dangling, and Roman instructs Solo to strike LA Knight to show his loyalty to the bloodline, to show his gratitude, his loyalty to the bloodline. And I'm not gonna lie, this was absolute cinema. Solo gets his thumb, you know, the tape thumb, you know, screaming like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this, I'm sorry. And then everybody's like, in the background, you can hear Jay and Jimmy go, don't say you're sorry. But he gets his thumb, he goes, you know, screams, and then yoinks, out of nowhere, yoinks Roman Reigns with the thumb. The crowd went absolutely insane. Absolutely freaking insane. And then, you know, they get the upper hand on the bloodline, Solo and LA Knight. We're missing Royce Keys because he got taken out by Jacob last week's on Monday Night Raw. So what could we be setting up here? We've kind of confirmed that LA Knight is going to be facing off against Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank in New Orleans, which that really does entice me to go to Money in the Bank now. So we do know that's basically confirmed. So whoever wins the #1 contendership, which is most likely going to be Penta, for September, I think it's 13th edition of Monday Night Raw, or whatever it is, September, I don't know. It's September's Monday Night Raw, which is probably going to be Penta, and obviously Roman's going to win in Mexico City. If it's like confirmed and still stands, but I think we can all kind of agree. But anyway, so what could we be setting up? We could be setting up either Solo could theoretically turn still on LA Knight. He could be the Trojan horse to kind of chop down LA Knight, you know, really get him and show him that I'm on your side, LA Knight, and then get him comfortable. And then when he does have his match against Roman Reigns, he eventually does turn on LA Knight. Or it could be the complete opposite. When LA Knight and Roman Reigns does eventually fight for the world title, Solo Sikoa could help Roman Reigns. But also, what does this lead for Royce Keys? Well, Royce Keys I think Royce Keys is going to turn on Solo and LA Knight. He could be the next member of the Bloodline, or he could just have a temporary alliance with the Bloodline. I know it's kind of stupid for me to say that, but I kind of think that Royce Keys could be a key factor of the storyline. And, you know, he could be the honorary Uso kind of person where he gets adopted into the Bloodline, or he could just be the temporary alliance for the Bloodline. And, well, I know what you're going to say. Well, that's kind of stupid because Jacob attacked Royce because he's not family and it's just family business and stuff like that. You know, you're right. You're right. It doesn't really make much sense, yes, but it also, you know, we're obviously going to have Roman probably keep the title until WrestleMania for Oba. You know, this could be the key factor of, well, Roman Reigns is going to be fighting LA Knight. Solo comes out there to help fend off the Bloodline, if the Bloodline's even there. Or Solo could be the enforcer for LA Knight, where he keeps the Bloodline out. And, well, you know, you think that maybe LA could win. I really hope LA does win. I really do, even though I know there's not a shot in hell that he's going to win. But it'd be so sick if he won. But, you know, there's different pieces that could be fitted into the storyline. And I think Royce Keys is definitely going to be one of them. I don't think he's going to come back until they eventually fight LA Knight and Roman Reigns. But also, I could be wrong. I could be very much wrong. But, yeah, so I think this is definitely setting up for something a lot bigger than just Roman Reigns for LA Knight. This could be a massive push for LA Knight because he's seeing, I mean, just listen to the crowd reactions of LA Knight. But also, this is always the same old stuff for LA Knight, where LA Knight constantly get these massive pushes and massive popularity with the crowd, and then eventually they push him back down to basically a nobody. It's the infinite cycle of LA Knight, just of LA Knight, you know. So, anyway, that's why I think the storyline could go. Please let me know your comments and your theories and your, you know, discussions down below in the comments. If you agree or disagree, please let me know. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And so, yeah, that's it. That's your boy, Kogod. And I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.